back to another video. My name is Chloe and today we are talking about Dan and I's upcoming trip to Walt Disney World. We are again going for the holiday season. It is one thing that we try to do every single year. We always have so much fun when we go on our Christmas trips. And even though we don't go on Christmas, we always have so much fun when we go to Disney World for the holidays. And I can't wait to tell you guys all about the trip. So let's just jump right in and get started. So originally when I booked the trip for December 8th through December 13th. And those are the dates that I could get at Beach Club for the price that we wanted. So we were so excited for those dates. Then Southwest came out with their flights, and unfortunately the flight that we had going to Disney World wasn't going to get us there till like possibly super late on the 8th, if we even made our connecting flight, which I hate connecting flights. If we could avoid them at all costs, I would be more than happy to. Lucky for us, Southwest did like a change to their schedule, and I don't know if they added a straight through flight on the 8th, but they actually added one on the 7th, the day before, that was leaving at 8:30 at night and landing in Orlando around 11:30 p.m., which was music to my ears because we already had planned to both take off the 8th just because we would have to leave for the airport pretty early in the afternoon to make our connecting flights. And so we weren't going to have to take off any more time to go out on the 7th, but we weren't able to add a night to the Beach Club, which is fine. We actually booked the Hyatt MCO. So when you go to the MCO airport, when you get off your plane and you see like the balconies in that main atrium area, this is usually true for Southwest. JetBlue actually goes through a different section of the MCO airport, but we're going to be staying in that hotel. We have actually stayed in that hotel a couple times. Usually we stay there coming home, like if our flight is super early the next morning, it's nice to stay at that hotel because you're already there instead of having to get up super early in Disney and drive to the airport. This time we'll be doing it the opposite. Since we're landing so late in Orlando, we thought, why not just stay at the Hyatt? That way we don't have to like get to a resort. We don't have to do a split stay in a Disney resort. And the price was pretty decent. I think we're paying about $210, so a pretty good deal. And overall, I'm just super excited for this. Like, we're gonna work that day, we're gonna go to the airport. It feels very 2019 Chloe and Dan vlogs. It feels very pre-pandemic, which makes my heart so happy. Southwest out of Buffalo hasn't had these super late flights since before the pandemic, and those were always our favorite to take after work. That way we didn't have to take another day off. We'd be in Orlando for a full first day and be fresh and happy instead of having to get up super early for a flight. So I'm so happy that we're able to take this flight, and staying at the Hyatt going there is going to be fun. We were actually supposed to do that going on our March 2020 trip, which clearly did not happen. I will link the vlog of us going to the airport and basically coming home because everything got shut down. So it just feels like things are finally settling in place and we get to do the things that we love. So after the first night at the Hyatt, obviously we'll wake up and be at the airport. The plan for us is usually to take an Uber or a Lyft to the Beach Club. I don't have any plans to get up super early to get to the Beach Club, kind of whenever we get up before checkout time, which I think is 11. And so we'll make our way over. I'm hoping the room at Beach Club will be ready. If not, our plan is to be dressed and ready to go to Epcot. Obviously, being at Beach Club, we're the closest resort to Epcot, so it just kind of makes sense to go and hang out at Epcot for a few hours. And the goals for the first day obviously will be to do Guardians because it is like my new favorite ride. And of course they're gonna have the holiday overlay, so we have to try and ride it as many times as possible to see how many holiday songs we can get. Still curious to see what holiday songs they'll choose. And then the rest of that day we'll probably be doing like Test Track. I plan on getting Genie Plus for that day, so we'll, like I said, Test Track, Soarin', Spaceship Earth, all those fun rides, and hopefully some Festival of the Holidays in between. It won't be a super long Epcot day because we do have plans to go back to the resort once our room is ready, hopefully at least by 6 p.m. to change and get ready because we're going to be heading to California Grill, our absolute favorite, for dinner the first night, which I'm so excited for. Dan and I did the 50th anniversary dinner in July on our anniversary trip, and it was amazing, fabulous. My only complaint was that they don't have the goat cheese ravioli. If they had that somewhere on the menu, I would be just over the moon ecstatic. Like, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10. So that's my only complaint there, but we are going to be heading to California Grill, and I got a later reservation because we are not doing the Christmas party this year. We've done it a few times, and while we love it, it's just really expensive this year, and we'd rather put the money towards things like dinner at California Grill. And the only thing that I really like to see at the Christmas party are the fireworks. And so the night that we're having dinner at California Grill is actually a Christmas party night. So our dinner's gonna line up where we can watch the Christmas party fireworks from California Grill. And so we kind of get the best of both worlds. We get a nice dinner, we can sit and relax and also watch the fireworks. So I'm so excited for seeing the Christmas party fireworks. And when I realized that those nights were gonna line up, it was just like so amazing, and I was so happy. While I do kind of have FOMO of not doing the Christmas party, I'm hoping that in future years they'll bring back the dream lights on the castle, because that's what really made the Christmas party feel so Christmassy to me. So I'm hoping that in future years it'll come back and it'll feel more worth it to me to do the Christmas party. But if you're doing the Christmas party, you will have an amazing time. It's just not in the cards for us this year. But if you're not going, probably too late to do this year, but next year you can always plan to watch the fireworks from like the Polynesian beach. If you have dinner at like Kona Cafe or Ahana, you can have dinner at California Grill and watch the fireworks from there. So there's a few options that you can watch the fireworks without having to pay the party price. And at some point when we're having dinner at California Grill at the Contemporary, probably after, this is usually when we do it, but we need to go to the Christmas tree out front and take our annual photo. We didn't get to do it last year because I think we ate it in our koozies instead, but this year we are making sure that we do our tradition and take our picture with the Contemporary Christmas tree, so that will definitely be a stop before we head home in our Uber. There is one thing that I'm still trying to book that I don't think will happen. So it was too late by the time I realized I wanted to do this, but Fort Wilderness offers like a Christmas sleigh ride, which you go through the Fort Wilderness campgrounds, because so many people at Fort Wilderness decorate for the holidays. At Halloween time, you can see some amazing decorations, and at Christmas time, the same goes for Christmas as well. And so I would really love to do the Christmas sleigh ride. I'm still trying to book it for the night that we'll be doing California Grill. So my hope would be to go to Epcot, go back to the resort, change, hop on over to Fort Wilderness and do the sleigh ride, and then take the boat from Fort Wilderness over to the Contemporary. We'll see if that happens, but that would be my goal and my hope. I've been checking constantly for cancellations, but it probably won't happen. But I just wish I would have thought of it sooner rather than later, but that's okay. There's something for us to do next time we go to Disney. The next morning, obviously, we'll be waking up at Beach Club, and the plan for this day is to head to Hollywood Studios, but not till later in the morning. The plan is to kind of just slowly get up and get ready, and I'm not sure that it'll be warm enough to go swimming. We could always go swimming at Stormalong Bay, but it's looking like it's probably going to be like 70 to 75 temperature-wise, which is perfect for us, so we probably won't do too much swimming, but if we can go swimming in the morning, maybe we'll hop into the pool. The plan is to get to Hollywood Studios around like 1 or 2 and kind of just start our day with lunch. We do always enjoy going to Pizza Rizzo, probably where we will head to lunch when we get to Hollywood Studios. And of course, the day will be Genie Plus filled. We're gonna try and do Tower of Terror, Slinky Dog, all of the favorites, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, all sorts of fun things. So that will be the plan for Hollywood Studios. Mainly, we need to stay in Hollywood Studios until nighttime, because Hollywood Studios really comes to life at Christmas time with the decorations. It's probably my favorite Christmas park at the moment. Magic Kingdom would have won out in the past with the dream lights, but without the dream lights, Hollywood Studios is definitely where it's at. They have like vintagey decorations, and of course there's like the decorations on the Echo Lake Pond, and then Tower of Terror lights up at night. So definitely excited to see all those things, and we really want to stay till nighttime to obviously see them. Last year we were at Hollywood Studios. By the time nighttime rolled around, it was freezing cold, and then we made the mistake of ordering frozen hot chocolate, which I thought was a Frozen movie themed hot chocolate, not actually iced frozen hot chocolate. So we're gonna try to avoid those mistakes, bring some jackets and make sure that we'll be warm enough for the whole day. We do have dinner planned at Brown Derby. Again, I wish I would have thought ahead of time when the Fantasmic dining packages came out. I was kind of thinking like, Fantasmic's not my favorite, I don't need to see it. Then I saw all the videos of what the new parts of the show look like, and it actually looks really cute. Like, I love the new Moana scene. And so if I can somehow snag a Fantasmic dining package for Brown Derby, or any of the restaurants really, I'll probably switch to that, because I would like to see the new version of Fantasmic. And that's really the only way we're going to do it, because Dan will not wait in crazy crowds for Fantasmic. So if we can get a dining package, that's what we'll do. If not, it's not that big of a deal. I'll see it in the future. But plan basically right now is Brown Derby, and then we do have a late night Oga's Cantina reservation because Dan and I have still never seen Galaxy's Edge at night. I don't know how we've been there so many times and not seen it at night. And granted, you don't need an Oga's Cantina reservation to see it at night, but it's kind of like forcing us to go back there. I think we just always do it in the daytime and then end up in other parts of the park. So we are gonna try and do Oga's at night, even though this was the same plan we had last year and we had to leave because we were so cold, but hopefully this year it happens. Obviously, since I mentioned that we're taking the Lyft or Uber from the airport, we're definitely not renting a car this trip. We have on Christmas trips in the past because it can sometimes be difficult to get Ubers or Lyfts or buses or any of the transportation during the holiday season. But thankfully, hopefully, with us staying at Beach Club, we're doing mostly Hollywood Studios and Epcot, so we should be pretty okay with getting to the different areas that we need to. And so I'm hoping that it will all work out. But like when we leave Hollywood Studios, we're at Beach Club, so we could take a boat, we could walk, we could take the Skyliner. So we have lots of options to get back to the resort. We'll most likely walk just because it's the end of the night and we won't want to wait too long for transportation, but we have plenty of options to get there. The next day is our rest day. And so when we went on our September trip just a couple months ago, we spent one whole day at Polynesian and made it a true rest day because my rest days that I planned for in July were not true rest days because we still went to parks and we still left the resort. So Dan has asked if we could have another true rest day. So we're gonna be at Beach Club. So hopefully it'll be warm enough that we can go in the pool at Stormalong Bay. If not, we'll probably get lunch at Allen Compass and kind of just enjoy the resort and what we're paying for by staying there, and maybe sit on the beach there, sit in the little swinging chairs and just enjoy what Beach Club has to offer. Obviously, we take a walk around like the boardwalk area as well. And for dinner that night, we are going to Beaches and Cream, which is a must if you're staying at Beach Club. And we ate there in December of 2020 and just absolutely loved it. And we always have such good meals there. So excited for that meal again. My hope for that night, because we're in the Beach Club area, I would really like to try out jelly rolls. I've heard good things about it. And since we're right there and it's kind of part of Beach Club Boardwalk, I don't consider that leaving the resort. So we'll see if we're up to it. Usually by the end of the night, we're like, okay, let's just go back to the room. But I think we'll probably make our way over there just to check it out because we have to, right? I don't know. Have you been to Jelly Rolls? Let me know if it's worth the hype or if it's kind of just like one of those things that maybe we could pass on. The next day is our Magic Kingdom day and we will be starting off our day. I'm hoping that we can Uber to Grand Floridian because I would like to start our day by seeing the gingerbread house. I had the opportunity to book Grand Floridian at Christmas time for this trip when I was booking it, and then by the time I decided I wanted to book Grand Floridian, it was gone. So I would at least like to see the gingerbread house because I'm kicking myself for not staying there. Even though I'm really excited to stay at Beach Club, you still have those little pangs of remorse. So hopefully we can start our day with seeing the gingerbread house, and then obviously we'll head over to Magic Kingdom after. Depending on how long the monorail is, we might just take the walking path, especially if the weather is not too hot. It's a decent path and it will get us there as quick as our feet can get us there, which is always my preferred mode of transportation in Disney because I can't stand waiting for things. Me, not patient. And then when we get to Magic Kingdom, our plan will be to go to Liberty Tree Tavern. If you've never been to Liberty Tree Tavern, Dan and I ate there in December of 2020 as well, and we really enjoyed the meal. It's kind of like a Thanksgiving type all you care to enjoy meal, but the food's usually pretty good, and I feel like just with it being the Christmas holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's a perfect place to eat in the Magic Kingdom, and we haven't eaten there in a while, so excited to dine there again. And then of course we'll hit up all of our favorites in Magic Kingdom. Again, I'll probably get the Genie Plus, so hopefully we can do like Space Mountain. I would like to try and do Splash Mountain if it's not too cold out because it could close down at any time, but maybe we won't do Splash Mountain. I don't know. That'll be a wait and see kind of thing. But all of our favorites, Pirates, hopefully, Haunted Mansion, People Mover, of course. And I'm hoping because it is a Christmas party day that the crowds will be a little bit lower. It has seemed like in the last year or two, days that have parties, the parks have been a lot quieter. It's also the holiday season, so I don't know that we'll get that lucky and will probably be the one day that it will be busy, but either way, we'll have Genie Plus and hopefully we can get as much done as we possibly can. But one thing that I was really missing by not doing the Christmas party was seeing Magic Kingdom at night with all the lights on. And so I was looking at old pictures and videos and was kind of like, do we just pay the money to do the Christmas party? But then I realized it's wintertime. the sun sets pretty early. So as long as we stay in the Magic Kingdom basically until the park closes at 6 p.m., we should see the lights come on and like the garlands and everything and get like a Christmassy picture in the Magic Kingdom at night. And so that will be our plan, to stay to Magic Kingdom until the park closes, and then once it closes at 6, we'll officially make our way out and let the party guests in. So I think that should work out, and even if we don't see it at night, we've seen Magic Kingdom at night many a times, and it will be fine if we don't this trip. But that was kind of the one thing that I was like, ah, man, do we pay the money just to see the Magic Kingdom at night? But we decided against it, and like I said, put that money towards other things on our trip. And obviously, since the Magic Kingdom is closing pretty early at 6 p.m., we have a whole night that we can do whatever we want to. So the plan is to head back to Beach Club, do a little quick change, and then we're gonna head over to Disney Springs to have dinner at Homecoming. Not Dan's favorite dinner in all of Disney, but I really enjoy it. Those thigh-high chicken biscuits are just like my favorite thing ever. Usually I'm so stuffed after that meal that I feel like you could roll me out of Disney, but I'm so excited to eat there again. And usually the drinks are pretty good, so we should have a pretty good time there. And obviously I would like to stroll through Disney Springs and check out like the Christmas tree trail, which I like that they don't do the physical trail anymore, because that was always just such a hot mess with so many people. You couldn't even get near the trees, but I think they're kind of sprinkled sporadically through Disney Springs. So hopefully we can check out a couple of those. And then obviously we have to do some shopping, even though World of Disney always stresses me out, but I'm sure I will find something in one of those stores that I just absolutely have to have. And then the next day will be our last full day in Disney, which I know, it's sad. It's always sad when the trip comes to that, even though the trip hasn't happened yet and I'm just talking about it. But that will be our last full day, and for the plan for that day is kind of like a half rest day. I'm not calling it a rest day though, because Dan will try and call me out for calling it a rest day. But the plan is to kind of just rest and chill for the first half of the day. If it's nice, we can go to the pool and enjoy a Stormalong Bay. But around 3:30, we will be heading into Epcot. We have some fun plans for this evening. I would like to get Genie Plus, hopefully, to get Frozen Ever After. That is my plan, like my sole goal for Genie Plus that day, which is probably a waste to pay $15, but I also don't want to wait an hour or more to ride that ride. And why do I want to ride Frozen so bad? Because I am planning in Anna Disney Bound, complete with an Olaf Loungefly, and I'm just so excited for this day, because not only is the plan to wear Anna Disney Bound and go ride Frozen Ever After, but also we're going to be seeing Josh Gad perform the Candlelight Processional in Epcot, which, if you did not know, Josh Gad is from Frozen. He played Olaf, and I'm so excited to hear him read the story of Christmas. Dan and I saw the Candlelight Processional, I think in December of 2018, and I really enjoyed it. We saw Gary Sinise, and he did an amazing job. But when I heard that Josh Gad would be doing the night that we are in Epcot that night, I was like, we have to do it again. Like, that's, without a question, that's happening. So I was able to book the Candlelight Processional dining package for Beer Garden, and not only will be Dan and I having the dinner, we are also going to meet up with some of my friends from Disboards, and I think there's 6 total of us, so it should be a fun dinner, and then we're all going to go to the Candlelight Processional together, and it should just be a really fun night. And I'm so looking forward to having dinner with friends, but also just having fun and having a Frozen themed night, and I think it'll just be a really good time. Obviously, after the Candlelight Processional, I would like to stay in the park as long as we possibly can, because it is our last night and we're not doing a full park day. So hopefully we can go like get some drinks, or maybe go on some rides, or who knows what we can do, but it should be a super fun evening. And then the next day is our last day, and we'll be heading home this day. But I do have a couple plans for this last day, which Dan is super thrilled about. But we will be checking out probably around 11, and the plan will be to drop off our bags with Bell Services so we can enjoy some time before our bus to the airport picks us up. And so the plan for us is to head to Cape May Cafe, which we have never eaten at Cape May Cafe, and I'm super excited to try it out. This will be a character breakfast, and I think it'll just be a super fun little breakfast, a perfect way to end off our Disney trip. And usually we try to do like one character meal trip, and because we haven't done this one before, I feel like it's the perfect time to try it out. And it actually just came back, I think, a few months ago with the characters, so should be a perfect little breakfast and a nice way to end our trip. And then, like I mentioned, we are going to be taking a bus with Mears Connect back to the airport, and we've used them a few times now, and They've always done a really nice job. I know some people have issues with them, but there's a couple different options to get back to the airport. You could just call an Uber, but for us, it just always seems to be the cheapest option to get us back to the airport. And by the time we're going home, I'm a little bit more patient and not as in a rush to get places, so I don't mind waiting if we have to sit on the bus a little bit or stop at other resorts or anything like that. And that is our trip to Walt Disney World this December. I'm so excited to go. I can't wait. I think the December trips tend to be my favorite just because we do a lot of things that we've already done before. Like we kind of do our favorites on our December trip, and I just love it. It's just Christmas is tradition, and I feel like our Christmas trip is also a lot of traditions, and it's just my favorite trip usually of the whole year. And it's a little gift from us to you guys while we're on this trip. There will be a video going up every single day. Our December 2019 trip that we never posted the vlogs from, every single vlog from that trip will be going up from December 7th, I think, through December 16th. Don't quote me on that. It could be a day or two off, but there will be a ton of vlogs going up. Everything is edited and ready to go. By the time we would have posted that back in 2020, the world was so crazy and so not what Disney was, and I don't even think Disney was open at that time, so we never posted those vlogs. At this point, they're basically nostalgic because it's like our last trip before the pandemic, so it's the last true Disney trip that we had, like with dining plans and just all that fun stuff and fast passes, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. I enjoyed editing it. I just edited it like this last couple months, and it's been so fun to watch those vlogs, so I think you guys will really enjoy them. So make sure to subscribe so you can watch those vlogs, and of course all the vlogs will be coming from this year's trip and everything else that we have coming in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.